Oh, howdy all, grab yourself a beer, it's time for some Path of Exile discussion. So 3.17 is just around the corner, launching on February 4th if you're in the United States or similar time zones, and the 5th of February if, like me, you're over in Australia. And GGG have started releasing a slow dribble of teasers. This video is not going to go into every teaser in depth like I've been doing in some of my daily videos, but it's going to just be a quick recap of everything that has been announced so far. So if you've been following the daily videos, you probably won't get much out of this other than a jolt to your memory, but I want to go through everything that we know so far in a little bit less depth than we've been doing in the daily videos. So firstly, the Challenge League name was announced, Archnemesis. So there's been a little bit of confusion about this from a few players. What's happening on the 4th of February is that two things are being changed in Path of Exile. Firstly, the Siege of the Atlas expansion is going straight into Standard. This is going to completely overhaul the Osiris and Conquerors and the Maven. All of this sort of endgame stuff is going to change in some significant ways. We don't know the details of how it's going to change, just that it will be. And then the Siege of the Atlas content will largely replace that content at endgame. That'll be the thing that's most in our face when we get to endgame. But then in parallel, there is also the Archnemesis Challenge League. So this is going to be like Scourge was a Challenge League, Expedition was a Challenge League, Delirium was a Challenge League. This is just going to be a series of extra content that's added to the game that may or may not stay around for the long term. So I think Siege of the Atlas is the long-term changes happening. Archnemesis is a 3-month event, and they are both releasing on the same day. Secondly, there are 3 divination cards that have been revealed so far. There'll probably be more of them. Generally, GGG only reveal the ones that will be most exciting to long-enfranchised POE players. So we have Justified Ambition, a set of 5 for a Synthesis unique map. It appears so far, we don't think that can give Replica Cortex. We think it's Cortex and the other 4, but it is not proven. There's been a lot of discussion on the thread that I put up for that Justified Ambition card when it was announced. And we flat out do not know whether it can drop Replica Cortex or not, because there is no precedent to go on. Then there is the Divination card that has the French word for jewels as its name, and I am going to butcher it if I try to pronounce it. This is going to be much more common, much more solo self-found friendly, and is something that you will be able to compile a set of yourself in SSF, most likely. No idea where that's going to drop. Most likely it'll be some content that is not Delirium. That's generally the precedent that they tend to use. Next, there is Judging Voices, which was announced today, and that is a divination card for Forbidden Shaco. Note that Forbidden Shaco and Replica Forbidden Shaco were changed. So basically, Replica Forbidden Shaco was the chase one for a while. It no longer drops. Forbidden Shaco has the stats that Replica Forbidden Shaco had when it was a chase item. This is going to be a very, very, very rare divination card. And we may not know for quite some time where it drops, although who knows, it could drop from Cirrus, it could drop from Simulacrum, just based on the artwork of the card. Both of those seem reasonably plausible, but who knows, maybe it'll be put somewhere else, maybe it'll be given to something completely unexpected and out of left field, like Veritania. Next, we got some information that will make a lot of people happy, that they're finally fixing the horrendous bugs with Elder-occupied maps. Elder-occupied maps will now control-click into their own tab on the map stash, and so that's going to be a huge improvement. You'll also notice here that there is a teaser to the future of the Conquerors of the Atlas, that they will become occupied maps. So most likely your future encounters with Baran will be in a very similar way to your present day encounters with the Guardian of the Hydra. You'll get a map that is occupied by Baran, you'll go and you'll run it, and you will then get yourself a fragment. Presumably you will compile a set of 4 fragments, and this will allow you to fight Cirrus, the Awakener of Worlds. That's not completely confirmed yet, but I think we can infer it pretty strongly from what's going on here. Also, GGG definitely has annoyed a lot of people by putting 7 on one line and 5 on the next rather than 6 on each. I don't know why they've done that. It looks terrible. It would look a lot better with 6 and 6, but hey, that's just me. Next, there were 2 unique items. So we're going to talk about, firstly, the maximum resist one. What this does is it changes your effective... you'll still have 3 maximum resistance stats. However, the one that is effective will be the highest of the three. So if you have 90% as your maximum fire resist, 60% as your maximum cold resist, I don't know how you get 60, but let's just imagine you do, and 75% as your maximum lightning resist, then instead of the 90, 60, 75 being your caps are just going to be 90, 90, 90, because they'll all match your highest one. Melding of the Flesh has a huge drawback. It has a massive chunk of negative elemental resistances, and it's almost like it would be great if there was some easy way to fix that. Oh wait, there is. Crystallized Omniscience is the other unique item that was spoiled, and this is very much build around. Not yet sure how good this will be. There's been a lot of discussion happening on it online. This changes the way that your stats work on a fundamental level. But fundamentally what it means is that you will have one stat, Omniscience, which replaces Dexterity, Strength, and Intelligence. Omniscience will not inherently do anything. You will need to have a lot of Omniscience in order to satisfy attribute requirements on gear and skill gems. But once you do, you will be rewarded by penetrating a huge amount of elemental resistance. It is entirely plausible that this amulet can give you 150% elemental penetration, as well as 150% to all elemental resistances. So this combination of mods is incredible and will make it easier to use Melding of the Flesh. Of course, this is going to come at a big cost. No intrinsic benefits of strength anymore, so no life from strength gear. No evasion or accuracy from your dexterity. No critical strike chance and energy shield from your intelligence gear. So this is going to be both an upside and a downside item, and I'm really interested to see what the Path of Exile community can come up with from it. Anyways, that's your recap of Week 1 spoilers. If you've got comments or questions, definitely fire away below. Otherwise, may your Varlorbs have interesting results, and I will see you around. I will continue posting daily updates on the individual bits of news that are dropped, and additionally, I will post, once there's enough to justify it, I'll post another compilation of news videos for those of you that don't want to watch every single thing that comes out. But the big news, though, is that in about 4 3/4 days' time, we are going to have the massive data dump. This is going to be a live stream that GGG will be hosting over on Twitch. I'll be restreaming it. All your other favorite content creators will be restreaming it as well. If you watch it, you'll get yourself a set of in-game MTX wings, and you'll be able to watch that my time at 6 AM on Friday, but you can check on the GGG website as to the exact time that it will be in your time zone. And that will be when all of the major information is revealed about the Archnemesis League and about the Siege of the Atlas expansion. We won't get everything, it won't be patch notes, but it will be pretty close to it. May your Varlorbs have interesting results.